Hey, I'm Aja A, and welcome to Sunshine Haze. Don't forget to check out all the links that I have listed down in the description box, and if you like the video, please give me a little thumbs up. If you have any questions after the video is over, feel free to drop them down below. I try to respond to everyone. And if you all know people interested in astrology, numerology, tarot, or whatever I'm talking about on this channel, go on and send them this link. And don't forget to hit subscribe. And of course, thanks for tuning in and rocking with me. May this info help y'all live your best lives. Peace. Hey y'all, welcome back to SunshinehazeCo. I am Aja A. I did not put up videos for the Aries lunar cycle. I did take a little break to, kind of refresh myself, do a little cleanse and all those things for the start of the astrological year. But I am back to talk to y'all about the Taurus new moon that we did have yesterday. I had every intention of putting up and doing this video yesterday, but in true Taurus fashion, I was sleepy. So y'all did not get a video from me. But here it is today. It was yesterday, so that's loud. It was yesterday, so we were still working very, very closely with the Taurus new moon energy. It is still very strong right now. We're in the shadow period. For those of you, we're just gonna get right into it. For those of you guys that don't know much about astrology or don't know what it means when we have a new moon, this is the time when the moon and the sun are aligned, and the side of the side of the moon facing us is not illuminated. So it appears as if we don't have a moon in the sky. Energetically speaking, when we have these new moons, we're in spaces where the energy is fresh, the energy is new. It feels there's a little bit of anxiousness to get new things popping, new projects started. You feel this pull, this drive to try new things, to meet new people, to have new conversations, to learn something new. Also, because we are dealing with the new moon, there are sometimes a little bit of mystery and anxiety connected to that mystery associated with the new moon because of not knowing necessarily what is going on and what's coming next, okay? This time around, we are having the new moon in the sign of Taurus, so it is the sign of the bull, okay? Happy birthday to all the Taurus people out there. This is your season. Happy Taurus season. As I mentioned, the new moon was yesterday, May 11th. It happened at 3 in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time. So if you're curious or if you're interested in knowing exactly when this lunation happened, 3 Eastern Time, do your calculations. And it fell in 21 degrees, which I will talk about the numerology a little bit later on in the video. So for this lunar cycle, we have the new moon happening in the sign of Taurus. Taurus is, as I mentioned earlier, the sign of the bull. It is an earth sign. It carries a fixed energy. So Taurus is all about actually doing work. And it is also ruled by Venus, along with, what's the other one? Libra. Ruled by Venus with Libra. And as far as Taurus energy is concerned, Taurus energy carries this sensuality. It's very luxurious. If you know Taurus people, they remind me of Leo people and Libra people, although Leo is not ruled by Venus. Taurus is very diligent, artistic, creative. Also, I know Taurus is an earth sign, but it does have that, because of that Venus aspect, Taurus does have that element of creativity. Taurus is loyal, driven, also indulgent. And on the shadow side, as you guys know and say all the time, Taurus can be lazy, Taurus can be stubborn. Taurus can also be quite reserved, keeping themselves from new opportunities by way of their sense of comfort, if that makes sense. And sometimes on their shadow side, they can be superficial and greedy. As Taurus is indulgent on the positive side, they can be a little greedy on the negative side, okay? So with this Taurus energy happening with this new moon, there are a few points that I want to touch on with the energies that we'll be working with for the next month. As far as the timing goes for these new moons, we're looking at the time period of a month. So we'll be working with this Taurus new moon energy until we come into the Gemini new moon in June, okay? Excuse me. The first thing I want to talk about is committing to change. So Taurus is an earth sign, and earth is, when I speak about it, when I think about earth energy, I think about earth being grounded, I think about earth being firm. So Taurus being a fixed sign, also, it's all about doing the work. This is where Taurus's diligence comes in. And that's just having the Aries lunar cycle, which is the start of the astrological year. We were in a space, and although I didn't put up videos about it, we were in a space to where the energy we were being drawn towards, was putting us in these mind spaces and in these positions to create new opportunities for ourselves, or open up the doors, or open up the pathways to opportunities that will really present us with the things that are going to, are going to help us, as I always say, live our best lives. And so now that we're in Taurus season, we're in the position to where we actually need to be doing the work to bring those changes in. With Aries is initiative, Aries is cardinal, Aries is all about getting things started, getting new projects underway. And so with Taurus following right after, it's all about actually doing the work for those new things that we have intended. Now is the time to actually start manifesting and implementing them in the physical. So over the course of the next month, excuse me, with us being in springtime, it's allergy season, y'all, sorry. Over the course of the next month, with us dealing with this fixed Taurus energy, this diligent Taurus energy, this grounded earth energy, we are going to be doing the work in regards to the things that we said we want to happen for ourselves now. Last month, we were coming into the new spring season. So last month was all about, what is it that I want? What do I want to see come in? What changes do I want to see made in my lives? What changes do I want to make myself? And this month is all about, okay, not how do I make that happen, because we already know. This month is about making it happen, doing the work to actually see it play out for us in the physical. Okay. Oh, and another thing with that point, with us being in the space of doing the work and bringing in this change for ourselves, with this earth energy also lends common sense, which is good, because sometimes when we deal with just fire energy or just air energy and even just water energy, even though I don't want to put my peoples out there like that, sometimes when we deal with those energies, there's not necessarily always a solid game plan. It's just, I'm gonna make moves, or I feel moved to do this, or I got the energy to do this right now. With the earth energy in here, there is, okay, here is a plan that is well thought through. Here's a plan that you can actually make moves on to see these things come into play. So common sense is lent to bringing this change in. So coming up with a course of action that makes sense, that will actually bring you to success, and then adhering to it, and then actually making the moves on it. The next point that I want to come into, as far as this Taurus new moon energy is concerned, has to do with indulgence, but not necessarily in the way that you think when you hear the word indulgence. Taurus is ruled by Venus. Venus carries this energy of passion, this energy of creativity, this energy of pleasure. And so Taurus naturally also carries those energies. As I mentioned earlier, Taurus is a very indulgent and sensual sign. And so over the course of the next month, especially being in the space where we said we want to see certain changes come in for us, we're in these places to where we're going to be diving into the things that we're passionate about. Definitely expect this next month, these next 4 weeks, while we're dealing with this Taurus energy, to be a time where you are feeling pulled, or literally feeling pulled, feeling moved to work on your passion projects. I'll give you guys a quick little story. Two quick little stories. I'll put them into one. I had, after the Scorpio full moon, I was feeling really sluggish. I was feeling, everybody calls Taurus sleepy, but Scorpio is sleepy too. Scorpio is a water sign. I was very tired. I was also in this headspace. I was kind of operating on the Scorpio shadow side. And I don't know where it came from, because it's not necessarily how I feel. I was dealing with this paranoia of my work not being good. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do my work. But as we started to come out of the Scorpio full moon shadow and move towards the Taurus full moon, I had 2 instances where I stopped everything that I was doing, and I sat down and I worked on one of my scripts, and I was standing in my kitchen, and there's a part to this song that I've been working on for a long time that I haven't been able to write. And I was in my kitchen, and I just randomly came up with the lyrics to that part of the song. And when I tell y'all, it's fire. And so you'll really be pulled. You'll have these instances, and there's also this aspect of where this moon has an aspect to Neptune, which I'll talk about in a little bit, that you're really going to be being, how do I want to put this, being pulled into alignment with the things that make you feel good, the things that make you happy. So pay attention over the course of the next month as you find yourself in spaces or you find yourself at time working on things and you're like, oh, I don't have time to work on this right now, but it's something that you normally would enjoy doing, something that you're actually enjoying doing in the moment before you realize that you were supposed to be doing something else. Pay attention to those things because they're happening for a reason and they're happening in the timing that they're supposed to. Because, and I have this written later on in my notes, but whatever you're working on during this next month, you can expect it to be very prominent in your lives for the rest of the year, or at least up through, and consider this a development period, at least up through the Taurus full moon, okay? So keep that in mind. It's time to indulge in your passion projects. The last point that I want to come into with this Taurus energy is the element of grounding. Taurus is an earth sign. And so I keep talking about, you know, these changes that we have initiated coming in with the Aries lunar cycle last month. Now is the time to create solid, and especially because I was talking about passion projects, let's call them passion pillars. It's time to create solid passion pillars in the things that you want to see happen for you and the things that will make you happy. If you sit and you think about, and especially because Taurus is earth, so I'm going to put this little example to career, because earth is associated with career, especially if you're in a space where you're like, I'm not happy in my career, I'm not happy in this position in my career, I'm X, Y, Z, etc., whatever. This is a month in which you're going to find yourself doing work to break yourself out of that cycle that you've been feeling, that you've been stuck in. So don't remove yourself from things that you're working on when you have the opportunity to work on these things that make you happy, that make you feel like this is not work, this is something fun, but I can receive, you know, income from it. Do that work. Find a way to get around whatever it is that you feel like you're supposed to be doing, and do the work that you feel like you need to do. Put it to you like that. This is the time to build solid passion pillars for your passion project so that you can be living a luxurious, indulgent life by way of the Taurus new moon. Okay. Another quick point with this being earth energy, this is a good time to get out into nature, especially while the energy is still strong. So if you can do it within a few days before or after, well, as I'm putting up this video and recording this video, we're already after the new moon. So if you can do it within the next couple of days, or at least within the next couple of weeks leading up to the, the Sagittarius full moon and eclipse, try and get out into nature. Go take a hike if it's warm enough where you're at. Go, if you live on a coast, go put your toes in the water, in the sand. Go sit in a park, sit in the grass, put your feet in the grass, meditate outside, do something in nature. Go to a zoo if you want to. I don't know who I was talking to about going to the zoo the other day, but I worked at the zoo while I was in high school, and for a couple of years after, when I would come home for breaks, and then when I moved home for a little bit, I worked at the zoo, and I was just like, I am not interested in ever going to zoo. I'm just not. The zoo is never an appealing place for me. Very quickly, I want to talk about the numerology, the numerical energy for this lunation. This moon is happening, or it happened on the 3-day. And it also, the degree breaks down into 3. It happens in 21 degrees, which breaks down into 3 degrees. So lots of 3, very strong 3 energy here for us, for the collective. 3 is a number of manifestation. It's a number of community, creativity, communication. So there is this energy that we're all going to be working with on an individual level and also on a collective level, but speaking to our individual lives here, to where we are coming into the space where we can positively manifest and do the work that needs to be done to put ourselves into those spaces to where we can actually build upon those passion pillars, okay? This is a time to think about your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, no matter how outlandish. Think about them, because you have the energy now to manifest them and see them play out for you in the physical. And I will say, don't just think about them. If you're going to think about an outlandish dream, at least make a move on it. Even if the move seems very minimal. Even if it's just, oh, I want to get an award for baking a pie. Even if it's just that, and not that the goal is big. Even if your move is just going online to look up pie baking competitions, do that. Don't sit there and go, oh, I want to make this move, I want to do this, and then don't make any moves on it. You have to lend energy to these things that you are manifesting during this lunar cycle, because the energy of work and drive and willpower needs to be behind it in order for you to see it continue to play out for you over the course of this year. And as I mentioned earlier, everything that you're working on during this lunar cycle, you will see it play out for you in very prominent ways over the course of the year, or again, at least up through the Taurus full moon. And I don't know what month that's in. I want to say it's in October. I think it's in October and November. Very quickly, for the rituals, what did I do for this new moon? The new moon is a very chill time for me, and I do my big like cleansing rituals during my birthday and my half birthday. So when I do the Cancer new moon, you guys will see what I really do with my cards and my stones and all the things. But for this new moon, I just wrote my intentions in my new moon notebook. And so for those of you guys that are just getting into it, you want to get a journal, and I would say get a cute one, get a fancy one. I got mine, I think, from like FedEx, but it's a nice journal. I've had it since, I want to say 2017, 2016, 2017. I want to say 2017, maybe 2017. I don't know. But you want to get a notebook that is designated only for your new moon rituals. You never want to rip any papers out of it for scratch paper. You never want to write any extra notes in it. Say if you have the notebook laying around and you're like, oh, I got to write down this phone number. You don't want to do that in that notebook. This notebook is specifically for your new moon intentions. And when you write your new moon intentions, you always want to start them with things that you want to see come in, things that you really want to manifest, not necessarily things that you were releasing. So your new moon intentions need to start with I am, I have, I do, I will, I can, things of that sort. Okay. That's so random. Don't you guys just hate when random people hit you up? Like, I have not heard from you in forever. Why are you on my line? Anyways, with that being said, I think we've moved into the start of retrograde season. So there's that. Where was I at, y'all? That's also why I don't like old random people hit me up. Like, throwing my energy off. Anyways, going back to the new moon journals, you want to make sure that everything in your intentions is about things that you want to do, things that you want to see play out. I typically write my intentions in the color, or I'll have a marker or a highlighter in the color that is associated with the sign that we're working with. For this month, for Taurus, I did green. I'll have some incense burning. I'll have my smudges going, and I do sell these smudge blends on my Etsy shop. And I pick out some stones that carry the energy of the sign that we're dealing with for the new moon. So for the Taurus new moon, I think I had Unakite, rutilated quartz, and chrysocolla. And so I hold the stones, I put my intentions out there, I end with the claws, and then I place the stones on the notebook, and I just leave the notebook there until it's time for me to do the next new moon intentions. With this being an earth lunar cycle, again, it's important to get out into nature, meditate in nature if you can. And also another good ritual that you can do for this new moon are working with bay leaves. And while bay leaves are used for protection and banishment, they're also good for use in rituals with prosperity and abundance. So you're going to want to take your bay leaves. I use dried bay leaves, and bay leaves are best to work with during the new moon, and specifically earth new moons. Okay. So you take your bay leaves, you're going to write your intentions in regards to prosperity and abundance, and you can also write some of your favorite intentions from this new moon, from your new moon journal for this Taurus lunar cycle, and write them on the bay leaves. And then you want to sit with your bay leaves in the same way that you put your intentions out when you do your new moon intentions in your new moon journal. You're going to do the same thing with your bay leaves, and then you are going to burn your bay leaf. Do not burn your house down. Have it set up to where the ashes get caught, and if some fire jumps off, it falls into a little cauldron or pot, something. Don't burn your house down and then come back to this video like, hey, you made me burn my house down. I had nothing to do with that. So you can use your bay leaves for your new moon intentions during this Taurus new moon as well. And I think that's it. I think that's all I got for you guys. Again, this Taurus new moon is a good time for us to make good on our intentions of change, get down to business on, our passion projects. Also, because Taurus is ruled by Venus does have to do with our money. This is also a good time to get your money right, whatever that means for you. and to also ground yourself in the things that you are starting to work on, especially in preparation for the summer eclipse cycle, which will start with the next lunation, the next major lunation, which is the full moon in Sagittarius. Okay, the people that will be mostly affected by this new moon are people with a lot of Taurus placements in their chart, a lot of fixed energy in their charts, 21 degrees or 3 degree placements, or anything that breaks down to 3 in your chart, or let's say 33, we don't have 33, so nix that part, or a lot of earth energy in your chart. So if you've got any of those placements that I've mentioned, or if you are like me and you're a Cancer, or you have a lot of Cancer placements in your chart, you'll be moved by this moon as well, because you are ruled by the moon. And that's all I got for you guys, okay? Check out, I'm going to put up a few shorts, some mid-month readings. Also, happy birthday again to the Tauruses. Taurus, if you are interested in a birthday reading, you can book one with me, and I have 2 versions. I have a short one and I have a longer one, different price points. You can book that with me through my Etsy shop. That is linked. It'll be down below. I usually put it at the bottom. It'll be linked down below as I point up, as above, so below, I suppose, with whoever needs that message right now. But the link is down below. What else? As I mentioned, we are moving into retrograde season. I know we started with Pluto. I have not put that video up yet, but it'll be going up soon, along with whatever retrogrades are coming up here within the next couple of weeks. And because we are in retrograde season, I also have retrograde readings. If you want to book a retrograde reading and you know your astrologies, you can book one with me and let me know what planet you want a retrograde reading for, depending on whatever energy you're trying to look into. Like, for instance, if you want a Mercury retrograde reading, what's going on with your communications, your travel, you know, your interpersonal relationships. If you want a Jupiter reading, what's going on with your expansion and your growth spiritually and in your career. You want a Saturn retrograde reading, you know, what's going on with my foundations and my karma, whatever the case may be, you can book one with me. All of that, again, link down below. My Etsy shop is also in the description box. Please do not forget to like, comment if you have any questions or comments, and subscribe. Share this video if you have anybody or have any friends that are interested in knowing what energies you're working with, depending on the astrological movements happening in the cosmos. And thank you guys for tuning in. I will catch y'all next time. Peace.